What's up, it's Cinema Shogun here, and it's obvious that Jared and the good folks over at Adventures with Purpose are going to just pretend like nothing is going on. They are going to act as if nothing is even happening, and you know what? It is working out for them. They are still releasing videos every couple of days. Those videos are still getting hundreds of thousands of views. You can go in the comment section of those videos and you will see a bunch of idiots still praising Jared, Doug, and all of the folks over at AWP. And it is absolutely disgusting. I mean, we've heard of the wet bandits from Home Alone, but have you heard of the cousin fucking bandits over at AWP? Because I have. So, not only did Jared get this big win in court because of YouTubers, he's also still winning on YouTube. It's almost as if nothing at all is happening. And it goes to show the type of people who are in the true crime community. You know, the majority of people in the true crime community pretend that they care about victims. They pretend that they're here to do good, to make the world a better place, to make sure that monsters are held accountable, when in reality, they're just here for entertainment. If you ever cared about victims, or you care about victims in general, then there's no way in hell, there's no reason as to why you would still be supporting AWP. If you're really here because you care about victims, you wouldn't still be a member of a channel, where the founder is accused of R-wording his own cousin and sister. But people are that sick and demented. They see the YouTube views, and that's all that matters. If Jared was getting 16 views a video, they would have crucified Jared. But because AWP gets hundreds of thousands of views, oh my God, we must view these people as gods. We must view these people as gods, as if they can do no wrong. Here, fuck my cousins as well. Here's my little sister. It's like you might as well be offering up your own family and friends to be fucked by Jared, because that's what's happening here. You all are enabling Jared, and when I say you all, I don't mean most of the people watching my video. I know most of the people watching my video don't get down like that. But to these AWP sleazy scumbags and to the people who support them, you are supporting a predator, a monster. You are enabling him. You are giving him the ability to fight these charges. You are giving him the ability to continue on with his life as if nothing is going on. And make no mistake about it, I could see the writing on the wall. AWP isn't going anywhere. Jared could be locked up for the rest of his life, and I guarantee you they're going to figure out a way to keep that channel rolling, and these weirdos in the true crime community will still figure out a way to support them, regardless if their money and their views are going to buy Jared honey buns in the slammer. But seriously, folks, it's really just like business as usual over at AWP. And this is why I was telling you all that Doug was trying to play his cards right, because Doug was trying to take this thing over. Go watch the videos. Doug is still the star of all of these videos. I don't care what contract is signed. I would be totally against myself still being used in these videos after what has come out. But I guarantee you they have enough backstocked footage that they'll be releasing videos for the next few months. And a lot of people will still be watching them. And a lot of people will pretend as if they're helping families. It's all been exposed. AWP were always a bunch of frauds that took advantage of families. They never cared about the victims. And there's so many horror stories about people who had to deal with AWP. But to take it one step further, AWP has updated their website as well. And this is basically them fighting back against the allegations, because they added this section called Frequently Asked Questions. I'm not going to go through all the questions. You can go over to the website and read it if you would like, but they have frequently asked questions here in which they respond to those questions, and in reality, they're responding to people who are saying stuff about Jared. For instance, here's one of the frequently asked questions. I heard a rumor that Jared pockets all donations and is super greedy. We've heard this rumor for years. The facts are that donations have never been large enough to cover all expenses of AWP. That's the first lie. They fall short of covering food, fuel, travel, and payroll for those with AWP employment agreements. Jared and his wife have multiple income streams to subsidize the additional cost of AWP, which includes, but is not limited to, gear purchases, RVs, trailers, payroll, editors, in-house support staff, merchandising, keeping the vehicles in working order, etc. AWP would crumble if Jared and his wife were not subsidizing the additional funds necessary, and appreciate those who donate by helping with the financial burden to help find lost loved ones free of charge, blah, 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 blah. What a crock of shit. We already know the donations rolling in are more than enough to carry or to cover what AWP has going on. Point blank, period. This dude's acting like, oh, well, it's not enough to cover all the RVs. Dude, you got like 1 or 2 fucking RVs. It's not like you're buying an RV every day. The purchases have been made. You're not buying new gear every day, no matter what you try to instill in the minds of these frail, weak-minded idiots. But Jared and his wife, they got to put their own money in to help. No, they don't. No, they don't. We've already heard from the ex-members of AWP. We know you ride around in your RV with a freaking stash of cash that you take from poor people sitting in one of the glove compartments. The dude said it was the most cash he's ever seen in his life. These people, Jared, he gets plenty. And I mean more than enough money to cover this stuff. I'm not saying it's cheap to run AWP, but it's not as expensive as they say. You get a mission, you drive to the mission. Half the people you have working with you are freaking volunteers because you manipulated them into thinking they're doing good when in reality they're helping you make money. And you see how now all of a sudden it's, all of these AWP employee agreements. Yeah, we got to pay the people on payroll. They weren't talking about paying the people on payroll until now. And I know someone will come, you don't know what you're talking about. No, I know what I'm talking about. I've done my research. They pretended, like a lot of those people out there helping AWP, they pretended like they were volunteers and they needed money and they needed help, when in reality, a lot of those people were on payroll. They were not volunteers, and now they're ready to admit that. Now they're ready to talk about payroll when the whole time they acted like, this is just this big volunteer organization. We can't give you money. We can't do this. We're showing need. Nah. I'm sorry, and it disgusts me that there are people out there who have funded Jared as he goes around the country and victimizes the families of victims, because that's what's happening. He turns these people into pay-per-view events. I don't care how many cars they pull out the water. And when people talk about these people so great, but then when I go back and look, and I really look at all their accomplishments, it's like, okay, you found a dozen cars. Great, thanks. I don't care. That doesn't make up for what Jared did. And then when you know the motive behind why they're doing this, then it makes it even more dirty, because you know it's never about caring about anyone. We already know from all of the first-hand accounts that Jared is a slimy, greedy piece of shit. He doesn't care about these families. But they have so many other questions going on. And someone says, I honestly, I'm not going to waste my day reading through all of this BS, because it's all BS. But if you go read the questions, they're clearly battling back against a lot of the things that have been said about Jared. But the proof is in the pudding. It's too late now to try to defend your character. But the reality is, Jared doesn't need to defend his character, because people will blindly support him. There are people watching this video right now that are shaking with anger. Oh my God, Cinnamon Shogun, why'd you say that about AWP? Because they worship at the altar of YouTubers who have 1 million or a couple of million subs. These people are humans just like all of us. They're humans just like all of us. I'm a guy from my spare bedroom. I pump out videos that sometimes get just as many views as AWP. I'm not a god. They're not a god. We're all capable of doing things wrong. I'm not capable of doing something like Jared did. But Jared's fully capable of effing his own cousins and R-wording his own family members. Yet, people love it. People seem to love it. So the moral of the story is, if you support stuff like that, do not be in the true crime community pretending to care about victims. If you support AWP, don't pretend to care about the cars that they pull out the water. Don't pretend to care about the families whose cases they so-called solve. Because in reality, you don't care about victims because you don't care about Jared's victims. And you would fuel this and you would fund this round the world excursion for Jared to find more victims in a heartbeat. But let me know your thoughts about all of this down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all in the next video.